Before I get into the bigger things, I do know that I've uploaded 211s. It's really bothering my OCD, but I do these on a whim. I don't have a script, and it's not letting me change it to 12, so we're just gonna have 211s, and this one will be number 12. So, my best friend, well, really one of my only true friends other than my fiance, came up. And it's nice because they're also sociopathic, or at least on the antisocial personality disorder spectrum. So it's always relief talking to them, hanging out with them. My fiance kept on trying to get me to hang out with more people other than just them, but it's more comfortable the less people I hang out with. And my fiance really doesn't understand that it's easier for me to talk to people like myself, just because I don't have to explain anything. Humanity nowadays has to look for a deeper meaning in everything. They think that there's always a hidden meaning. That's not how I work. I'm very straightforward, but I feel like half of my sentences are me trying to explain that I'm not actually calling someone an idiot, or I'm not intentionally trying to insult them. I just don't know any other way to talk, which gets very annoying. Hence the reason I enjoy hanging out with my friends so much, because I don't have to always. Sorry. My television is on. But I don't always have to explain myself. And if they have a question, they're straightforward and they ask me. And I'll say, oh, well, it may have come off wrong. Or if I even say, no, that's what I meant, they just accept that. Because that's the type of people we are. There's not a secret agenda behind everything I say. There's not a deeper meaning behind my actions. Usually my actions are exactly what I want them to be, and very rarely do I ever have a deeper meaning in what I'm saying. And whenever I do, it's in an obviously sarcastic tone. But it was a good break from all the dramatic people, all of the overly emotional people, that I can take a breath and relax without having to worry about insulting them or having someone yell at me for doing nothing, which happens quite a bit with my fiance's friends, because they are overly emotional human beings that don't understand how my mind works. And no matter how many times me or my fiance have to explain to them, it never clicks. So I get very uncomfortable, because when I have to watch every little thing I say, why would I want to do that? If I have to watch what I say, if I'm around someone and they wonder why I don't feel comfortable, I don't view that as my fault. I wish that more people felt like me. And I wish more people, and I use the word a bit sarcastically, but feel like me. But that's not the case. We live in a world dominated by technology, dominated by emotions, everyone's opinion is right, and anyone who opposes them is wrong, even though they can't open their eyes and see the bigger picture. That all these petty arguments that everyone does is just to hide up the things we actually need to pay attention to. Like, I don't care about abortion. I don't care. Things like abortion, gay marriage, they should not be in politics, I believe. Like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But that freedom should not be governed by, well, the government. If we're so-called the land of the free, then why are we saying no to people doing basic human rights? What we need to be focusing on is fixing all the problems in our universe before it implodes on us all. But all anyone ever cares about is the newest hashtag and the new languages on, pick a social media network. I don't like interacting. I do have Instagram, Tumblr, but I don't like interacting with people. I use it for ideas, and I use it to look at pictures. That's it. My fiance messages me on Instagram, Tumblr, and text, and it gets confusing at times. Well, there was a gunshot outside. Some days I wish that I could live in a different time period where there wasn't all this technology. And yes, I know if I lived in a different time zone, I would most definitely have been thrown in a mental ward with all my issues, even though I feel like the day-to-day I hide them very well. It's only about once or twice a month that I really snap. I wish we could get rid of all this technology. I wish we could go back to a simpler time before all of this social media started happening. I didn't meet my fiance through social media. I met them in the real world through, at the time, friends who just proved to me that they were nothing but users. And when I finally said no to them using me, they had completely changed personalities. And I don't deal with that. I don't put up with people who use me. I don't put up with people who mock me. And my friend who visited is one of the few people that actually understand that. I wish they lived closer so we could hang out more often, but life happens that way. I think the closest we've ever lived to each other is 30 minutes away, but right now it's an hour and a half to 2 hours. And since I legally can't drive due to my mental issues and medications that I'm on, it's hard for me to do anything, really. I think that's good.